And joining us right now on the broadcast, former India cricketers, the Wicket Keepers Union, Vijay Daya and Sabah Karim joining us on the show right now. Gentlemen, 9 out of 9. How exciting is it? And also the fact that you want to say something,
yeah,
right?
Before we get there, you missed, and you just introduced two wicket keepers. How can you miss that catch down the leg by KL Rahul? You talked about Virat's wicket, but you didn't mention about that catch.
Well, you see that's
so
the bias.
So much of bias.
Yes.
That's the bias. That's the bias wicket keepers have for their fellow wicket keeper. Gentlemen, 9 out of 9, unbeaten in the campaign so far. How do you see it panning out when we face New Zealand now?
You go first.
No, I'm all right.
Well, I think India is in a very happy space. They are in a rich vein of form. I think India's bowling unit has been the best ever that I have seen. India's batters have struck form at the right time, and it seems that everything has fallen in place for the Indian side in this World Cup. And that is why the campaign has been so wonderful so far. And I expect India to make it 10-0 against New Zealand in the semi-final clash. Although it is crunch time for India, India needs to prepare well. India needs to focus on the game that is coming up, and that's what India has done over the past almost a month now. That India has prepared for each and every game. They have not looked too far ahead, and I think that's what India will do again for the semi-final clash.
You know, it'll be very pleasing as far as the dressing room or support staff, captain, and the players are concerned. The most difficult people to please in India is the spectators and the fans. And with this kind of performance, like you just mentioned, they are thrilled, they're over the moon, and they're already thinking about 19th night rather than anything else at the moment. But that this is the performance. This is the performance where you have pleased so many people, and just not only what you have done skill-wise, the confidence that this dressing room is giving to everyone is phenomenal, and this consistency is I've not seen it before. And I'm not talking about only the batting, I'm talking about the bowling as well. You know, most of the games we have played only with 5 bowlers, and they've been in a top class form. So top class performance.
Also, Osama, I think Vijay also would agree with me that this is also going to be a battle of strategies. Because on one side you have New Zealand, they're very high on strategy, on tactics. On top of that, they have one of the best captains we've ever seen. That is Kane Williamson. So I think India's team management, including the captain Rohit Sharma, they need to be extremely aware of that. New Zealand have got limited resources, but they have backed such resources, and always in crunch situations, it is these resources who have come good, but also I think they take the maximum out of whatever resources that is available to them. And the best person to do that has been the captain Kane Williamson. So him back in the side, that is a huge bonus for New Zealand.
And other things, when you talk about these tactics, you talk about how to go about this game. If you remember when India and New Zealand played last, they were very severe against Kuldeep, and that was the tactics there. They wanted to do that. They wanted to, which is the sixth option, and they will try and do this in this game as well. They will put this Indian bowling unit under pressure by picking up one bowler or the other. They picked Kuldeep in the last game. They'll try and do this in this game as well, because they know, and everybody knows, that we don't have 6 bowling option at the moment. So these kind of things will come into the picture.
That is one strategy I feel all the teams would be looking at, whoever faces India in the coming 2 matches, and we are seeing 2 matches.
I know, somehow that will happen later. Can New Zealand afford to play the waiting game against the Indian 3-seamers? And I think there will be a change of strategy there also. I think among the 3-seamers, they'll have to target one, because
and
so far none of the teams have ever tried to do that. They have played the waiting game, but our 3-seam bowlers have been right on target. There's been nothing. There's no wit given to the opposition batters, and I think that has added to the pressure. So can New Zealand change there? Can they can they try and attack one person? Can they attack maybe Mohammad Siraj? Try and bring on Mohammad Shami early, just to upset the entire rhythm of this fast bowling unit of India. Kuldeep Yadav, yes, there is a strong possibility that they may go after him, but before that they have to negotiate the first 10 to 12 overs of the Indian pace bowling attack.
I think what I was trying to say is that they will pick one bowler. That doesn't mean that it will be Kuldeep only this time around as well. But what I also feel, if they want to put pressure, they have to do it in first 10 overs, and Mohammad Siraj has looked like that option that they'll try and go after. It's not going to be easy, but if you look at the other 2 options, Mohammad Shami and Bumrah, they'll definitely feel that they can put pressure. They can put more pressure on Mohammad Siraj in the first few overs.
Both of you talked about India's bowling as a unit, and this is what we see on screen as well. All the bowlers, India's bowlers, have picked up wickets, and they have crossed the 10 wicket mark in this World Cup, and this is something. Which is a rarity when it comes to Indian bowling unit. And you rightly mentioned about how this is possibly the best bowling unit that India has had in a long time.
There is no possibility in this, Osama. I am dead sure this is the best ever pace bowling attack. Even if we stick to only one-day cricket, I haven't seen a bowling attack like this. Look at the combination. You have three top-class seamers, and then you have two spinners who are wicket-taking spinners. Even Jadeja, we've always talked about Jadeja being a defensive kind of a bowler, but all that has changed. The way he has come and bowled in the middle overs, he has struck at the right time for the Indian side, along with Kuldeep Yadav. Both of them have had a wonderful combination in this World Cup. So I think as a bowling unit, this is phenomenal performance from India.
And that's the reason why, if you remember, when the World Cup started and Shami was not there in the playing 11, all of us were just saying that how come he's not there? Because look what he provides, and we're not saying this after he produced the results. We were saying it. We were saying it much before, because you hardly see these kind of fast bowlers playing together in one side, and then you have somebody like Jadeja and Kuldeep. So it's a phenomenal bowling unit.
When you look at and we'll talk about this bowling unit and the kind of performances the batters have also put in. As former players who have been in the dressing room, what is the atmosphere inside that dressing room after you have won 9 in a row? What is going on in that dressing room? Because the fans, including myself, would want to get a sense of what exactly is going on. What is the kind of camaraderie that is present in that dressing room? How is it that everyone is so happy right now and everyone is supporting each other? Just give us a sense of what is going on in that dressing room right now.
I think it's the confidence and trust. The other thing is trust, and when I say trust is that some of the players were making a comeback after an injury. That trust has been shown by the team management, and when I say team management, coach and captain as well. Captain is very important part. And look, the statement the other day, I was just listening. Rahul Dravid is saying Shreyas Iyer is the backbone of our middle order. Just imagine, Shreyas will be listening to that as well. And if Rahul is saying that in front of the camera, he must be saying that in the dressing room or one-on-one chat as well. The confidence, this is so important. I feel this dressing room is very confident. And the other thing which is evident and which is sometimes is associated with success as well is enjoyment part. I mean, like, they're enjoying each other's success, they're enjoying each other's company as well. That is very important, and that's the reason why you see these kind of results coming out.
And it is important because Shreyas Iyer at number 4, and this is in the World Cup. Shreyas Iyer has scored 421 runs. This is more than Sachin Tendulkar, who has scored 400 runs. This is more than Mohammad Azharuddin, who has scored 238 runs. And we had been talking about this number 4 situation for India before the World Cup started. And now look what is going on. You have a Shreyas Iyer who is hitting centuries. He hit a century. He's been hitting runs for India at that position, and he has gone past the legends that you have in this team. Have had in this team.
So Shreyas Iyer's return to form has been one of the remarkable stories in this World Cup for India. Him coming in at number 4, it is not an ideal position at all. More so when you have Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, who have always given India such a blistering start. Then you have someone like Virat Kohli coming in at number 3. To keep pace with that is not easy. But I think Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid have backed Shreyas Iyer because he's been the mainstay of the past couple of seasons now for India. That is why they're waiting for Shreyas Iyer to get back from injury, to get back to match fitness from his surgery. And that is why the Indian team looks rock solid now because of Shreyas Iyer's contribution. And there are a couple of innings in which he had to bide his time, especially in that partnership with Virat Kohli in the previous game. So he took his time and then he blossomed. And I think that's a great learning for Shreyas Iyer. That is one reason why in the last game against Netherlands, right from the first ball he faced, you could see the digression in him because he had that confidence and he backed himself to play those shots. So it is Shreyas Iyer's batting against spinners especially. The reason why they have picked Shreyas Iyer number 4 is his ability to play well against spinners. He can play aggressive shots. He can go straight over the top, in long on, long off, but also he can maneuver the field and play with soft hands to get those singles. So strike rotation plus this ability to play those big shots against spinners, and that is one reason why Shreyas Iyer is there at number 4.
It's a very good start to look at. I mean, like when Mohammad Azharuddin used to play, the the par score was what, 240, 250?
Yep.
That's where you see these numbers. And then Sachin Tendulkar played in both eras, where 240, 250 was a winning score sometimes, and par as well, and then 280 became a good score. Now Shreyas is playing an era where 300 or 310 is a par score.
Correct.
And that's the reason why you see this difference as well, and the number of games that you end up playing now. But it just shows you how these numbers have gone up because of the par score going up as well.
Absolutely, and I want to get your thoughts on the fact that when we were playing in 2019 in that World Cup, the number 4 position was a slight problem for India, despite the fact that India played so well in that World Cup, in that edition, and we had the likes of DK and Rishabh Pant filling in that number 4 position. When you look at this team and the kind of comparison that there is between the 2019 team and this particular team, do you see this as a testament to how the team management or how the management in general has made sure that, look, we have a specialist number 4 in the squad who can do the job for India?
And I think you learn from your mistakes. You learn the results that you have seen in the past, and especially in big tournaments like this, you don't want to make that mistake. And this is what we're seeing here as well. And you're absolutely right when you talk about that number. That's a specialist number. And the other thing is that, not getting carried away. KL is batting so well, but still they said, okay, you will bat at 5. If you give an option, KL would love to open. I mean, but still having him at number 5 and having him at number 5 in this kind of form, it just shows that you definitely have a plan and you want to back these guys at the certain numbers and not playing around with those numbers. And the results are evident.
Also, Osama, when you build a side, we keep talking about players, when they go out to play, they have to shut out these outside voices.
Yep.
The same thing stands for the team management, including the selectors. They should not get carried away by what the media is saying. You need to trust your players, and I think that has been the noticeable difference between the side of 2019 and this one. In 2019, let's admit, it was one of the biggest blunders that the Indian selectors, along with the team management, did at that stage.
Yeah.
To remove Ambati Rayudu, who has been the mainstay at number 4 for the previous to that about a year and a half, and to get someone like Vijay Shankar, with due respect to Vijay Shankar and whoever they picked, that was not the right kind of combination. At that point of time, it would have made sense to back Ambati Rayudu. He just had one bad series. I think India played at home against Sri Lanka, and then he was, without any thought behind it, he was removed from the World Cup setup. And I think that hit India hard. I think if I recall, in the game against New Zealand, I think DK went in and batted number 4, although he had not batted at all in this World Cup. So that kind of a situation would have been easily avoided if they had trusted Ambati Rayudu with that number 4 position. I think that's what this team management and the selectors have done. So kudos to the team management and the selectors that they have backed KL Rahul, they have backed Shreyas Iyer. They waited for Jasprit Bumrah, and that's the kind of trust you need to build a side.
Absolutely. And with that trust, India has managed to win 9 out of 9. And Matthew Hayden, he said this about Australia's 2003 and 2007 team, which went unbeaten. That he basically said that they just knew that they will win whenever they went out to play. And this is the kind of confidence that you carry when you're winning matches on a roll. And do you feel India would be feeling the same at this point in time?
100%. And that's what I was just saying, that trust and that confidence. And when we talk about confidence and trust is when you look at each other's eye, and then that signal that you get back, or the impression that you get back that, okay, we'll do it. And when you're not doing well, when you look at each other, I mean, like, that eye contact don't last for too long. But here it's that kind of dressing room. And what Hayden is saying here, I think he's done that. That. He's been in that dressing room where they have dominated, and that body language completely changes. And it changes from your captain walking into, do the toss. And it starts from there. That confidence is completely... and the other thing is that confidence you cannot measure. So sometimes you can fake it as well. But when you're doing so well, it comes out naturally.
It is also, the same. It is the same as the 2000 in the 2000s when Manchester United, your favorite team, used to come out and play.
But don't talk about them now.
Oh, that's the time when they need the backing.
But you know
that's
what?
The time they need the backing.
Sama, if you go back in World Cup history of the past 3 or 4 editions, the host team has an advantage. If you're a strong side, then it makes a big difference. 2011. India won. 2015, Australia hosts, they won. 2019, it is England. And then now again with a strong side, India is hosting the World Cup. So strong possibility of India going all the way. and winning the World Cup. But before that, the first hurdle is to beat New Zealand in the semi-final.
But it's a very good point, that home support.
Yeah.
You have to have a strong side. There's no two ways about it. You're talking about World Cup and you're talking about winning a World Cup, not just participating in it, but home support. And it comes very handy when the things are not going in your way. You know, you're losing wickets or a good fielding effort, a brilliant catch or something like that. And it motivates you much, much more. So home support, I think it's a big plus as far as this Indian team is concerned, and especially the kind of cricket they are playing at the moment.
If you can, for a little bit, delve into the intricacies of hosting an ICC event. If you notice in 2019, wherever England played, they had wickets that assisted their seam bowling combination. So one can see that here. Although here, because of the sheer quality of Indian pace bowlers, even on docile surfaces, Indian pace bowlers have done well. But mostly wherever India has played, it has been on the slower side, which has also helped Indian spinners to contribute in such a big manner.
Well, 9 out of 9. On to the next one, which is the big one on the 15th of this month. India takes on New Zealand, their nemesis, like I said earlier. Is it going to go the India's way this time around? We'll have to wait and watch. We'll